Hey everyone, and welcome back to JFK, where I'll be catching a flight with Virgin Atlantic to London this evening. This was filmed a week before Christmas, so Terminal 4 was crowded with people traveling for the holidays. Thankfully though, I booked a premium economy ticket for this flight, and Virgin has a dedicated premium check-in line, so I didn't have to wait long to drop off my bags. Unfortunately, the security screening lines were very long, and my ticket didn't grant me access to the premium screening lines, so it ended up taking about 45 minutes to clear security. I allowed plenty of time, so it really wasn't a big deal, but there were plenty of other people who definitely looked stressed. I had about 2.5 hours to kill before boarding, so I decided to grab something to eat at a lounge. Lounge access isn't included in a premium economy ticket, but the Air India lounge in Terminal 4 does accept Priority Pass. This wasn't the most lavish lounge I've ever seen, but it still offered free drinks and hot food, so I grabbed a plate of butter chicken and relaxed for a while. Tonight will be my second time flying with Virgin Atlantic. I took a flight with them for the first time a few years ago aboard their A330-900 in economy, and to be honest, I wasn't too impressed. The plane was old and the seat wasn't in great shape. I also really didn't like the food. However, I booked a seat aboard one of their new A330-900neos for tonight's flight across the Atlantic. Virgin debuted this plane back in 2022 with flights between London and Boston, but they've begun to operate to New York as well. Currently, they're flying 4 of these jets and have 12 more on order. This plane is 11% more fuel efficient and is much quieter than the older A330s that it's replacing. And it features Virgin's refreshed business class, premium economy, and normal economy cabins. With all the hype behind this plane, I was happy to leave the lounge and get on board. Since I was in premium economy, I was in the second boarding group, and I ended up being one of the first on board. The premium economy cabin holds 46 seats in a 2-3-2 configuration. And I'll be sitting in 22A, which is towards the front of the cabin. I had a good first impression of the seat. There's a nice amount of legroom, as well as a footrest. The seat back pocket was fairly large, and I was able to store most of the things that I would need throughout the flight. The seat back also has a very large 13.3-inch IFE screen, which is adjustable and has a USB port. Virgin has also outfitted these seats with universal outlets and wireless chargers in the armrest. Below the wireless charger, you can find a headphone jack and controls to adjust the seat. The tray table is located in the opposite armrest, and I thought it was really easy to use. All in all, I thought it was a very well-appointed seat. There were a number of items waiting for me when I got on board. They gave us a nice pillow, and a blanket, as well as an amenity kit. Inside the biodegradable bag was a toothbrush and toothpaste, earplugs, an eye mask, as well as a pen. It wasn't too elaborate, but it had everything you'd need for a long flight. They also gave us these headphones, which I thought were way better than the normal earbuds you get with other airlines. Once I had taken my seat, a flight attendant handed me a menu. Virgin provides menus in economy as well, but the offerings in premium economy are much more substantial. As boarding continued, the flight attendants handed out welcome drinks. You could choose between water, prosecco, or orange juice, and they were served in nice glasses. At this point, I was impressed. This cabin class definitely felt premium, and the crew was nice and eager to help. I was definitely looking forward to getting up into the air and seeing what the rest of the service would be like. More and more airlines aside from Virgin have been offering premium economy, as this cabin class has been gaining in popularity in recent years. Many travelers enjoy the increased comfort and the perks that come along with premium economy, but it's usually much more expensive than normal economy. A few months ago, I had the opportunity to fly premium economy with French B from Paris to Newark, and it was a nice experience. but I haven't traveled in this cabin class with a full-service carrier since flying with LOT back in 2018 because I'm usually happy to tough it out in economy since it's a lot cheaper. So I was definitely curious to see if premium economy really was that much nicer than normal economy, or if it makes more sense to just splurge on a business class ticket if you really want to be comfortable on a long flight.
Expect our flight this evening to take 6 hours and 3 minutes to London Heathrow. You can use more hands.
Once we reached cruising altitude, the crew got to work handing out complimentary snacks and drinks. We all got a bag of barbecue chips, and alcohol was available, but I just went with some apple juice. And then dinner was served about 45 minutes later. You had 3 choices for your entree. You could pick either chicken teriyaki, pulled pork, or mac and cheese. And I decided to go with the pulled pork. This was served with a salad, a bread roll, a cheese plate, and a piece of cake for dessert. They also gave you metal cutlery and these really cool salt and pepper shakers. The last time I flew with Virgin, I wasn't a fan of the catering, but I enjoyed this meal. The pulled pork was tasty and I liked the sides. The overall presentation felt just as premium as the meal that I was served with United when I flew business class with them a few months ago, and this meal tasted way better. Once dinner was cleared away, the cabin lights were turned off and I took a look at the IFE system. The resolution on the screen was great and it was very responsive. There was a huge selection of movies, TV shows, and music to choose from, and you could even pair your personal device with the IFE system so you could use it as a remote. This plane also had Wi-Fi, and you could purchase packages if you wanted to surf the web. After scrolling for a bit, I picked a movie, adjusted my seat, and relaxed for a while. As we were cruising over the Atlantic, the crew came around from time to time to serve water or orange juice, but there was also a self-service bar with other drinks and snacks in the lounge area. When I first heard about the lounge on this plane, I was skeptical and thought it might be more of a gimmick, but I actually found myself using it quite a bit throughout the flight. It was a really nice place to stretch your legs and just relax. About an hour and 40 minutes before landing, the crew came around again and served breakfast. You could choose between a full English breakfast or a waffle, and I decided to go with full English, which came with a side of fruit and some yogurt. And again, this was a really nice meal, and I preferred it to the breakfast I was served on my business class flight with United. I also liked that the cabin lights were left off during the breakfast service, which allowed passengers to continue to sleep if they didn't want to eat. Once breakfast was cleared away, I went to the bathroom to freshen up. Premium economy passengers had access to the business class bathrooms, which were stocked with some nice amenities. After I got back to my seat, I didn't have to wait long for the lights to be turned back on and for the crew to start prepping the cabin for landing. And they also handed out some candy, which was a nice touch.
We've had a very quick flight time this evening of 6 hours and 3 minutes. We had a quick flight time due to the strong winds, and unfortunately that's what also came as a little bit of bumpy weather back at the beginning of the ocean. We need to land at about 6:05. If you don't adjust your watches, the time in the United Kingdom has just gone 5:20 in the morning. All the mates, it's me to thank you very much to fly with us on board Virgin Atlantic today. From all my colleagues and myself.
Local time here is 6:24 in the morning and it's a little bit nippy.
This was a really nice flight, and the crew were exceptionally nice and professional, but am I a true believer in premium economy now? I booked this flight for 27,000 miles plus an additional $433, but let's look at how much it would have cost to book with just cash. A regular round-trip economy ticket was going for $555. Premium economy was a little over $1,500, and business class was close to $3,000. Premium economy has some great perks, like 2 free checked bags, nice recliner-style seats, and good meals. While the seats aren't as nice as the ones that turn into a fully flat bed with direct aisle access like you get in business class, I really don't think that's necessary on a relatively short flight across the Atlantic like this. In fact, I thought my premium economy seat was very comfortable and had all the creature comforts that I could hope for, and once I got off the plane in London, I felt rested and relaxed. This flight with Virgin was also much better than the one that I took with French Bee, where I got trapped in my seat for most of the flight. After taking this flight, I really can't imagine paying almost $3,000 for a business class flight from New York to London, and overall, I think this was a better experience than when I flew business with United. However, $1,500 is still a lot of money, and I think I would have managed just fine back in economy. In fact, my wife flew in economy on board this same plane a few days before me, and she had a nice experience. So if you're looking for a comfortable way to travel on your next long-haul flight, and don't mind spending a bit more, but don't want to break the bank, then I'd definitely recommend Virgin's Premium Economy. Personally, I wouldn't hesitate to book a Premium Economy seat again with Virgin, as long as I could get a good deal. Anyway, that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.